Hello and welcome back to the Chronicles of a Gooner Live. On this live edition, we're going to be taking you through the Premier League encounter between Arsenal and Southampton at St Mary's. Big game for Mikel Arteta's Arsenal. Of course, having made so many changes to the side at the weekend, having rotated so heavily, the pressure really is on Mikel to get a result tonight. That will shut up some of the naysayers, some of those who have been very angry and disappointed by the way he handled that FA Cup tie. You know, I guess when you look at some of the injury problems that we've got now, you look at Kieran Tierney still not available, then maybe he was justified in leaving him behind at the weekend. Of course, he and Emile Smith-Rowe were the only two players that actually were left behind. Of course, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang travelled but had to go home due to some personal issues. I've received a few messages today actually from different people sort of asking me what I believe to be going on with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and as far as I'm aware, is a personal issue. So I'm not going to speculate on what it might be. You know, it's obviously a family thing. It's obviously pretty severe for him to have to have left the game on Saturday and then for him to still be out. So we're going to have to wait and see how that situation develops and try and get a bit more of an understanding as to what is actually going on there. A big hello to everybody joining us in the live chat box at the moment. Let me know if the audio is coming through loud and clear at your end. Let's get some of your predictions. Let's get some of your pre-match thoughts in the chat box. Don't forget, smash the like button as well. If you haven't already, it's very, very much appreciated. And we're going to go through the chat box quickly and then we'll have a look at the two starting lineups this evening. Let's say a big hello to Clement, who's joining us from Borneo in Indonesia. Yep, he's in Borneo, Indonesia. What time is it over there, mate? I saw you put it in there. 4 a.m. 4 a.m. he has to get up to watch the Arsenal, and they say that people watching from overseas are not dedicated. Absolute nonsense. Clement's up at 4 a.m. For this one. Big hello to Miss Mel. Big hello to Rory, who says, evening all, predicting a 2-0 win. Come on, you Gunners. Gooner says, I think we win comfortably tonight with Southampton's injury list. 3-1 to the Arsenal. What else have we got in terms of your predictions? Kai Hin is going for a 2-1 to the Arsenal. What else have we got in terms of your pre-match comments? Lester Paul says, Pepe has to stand up and be counted in this game. Has to. And we're going to come on to the team news in just a second, but Nicolas Pepe does start. What else have we got here? Patrick says 2-0 Arsenal. Pete says, hi, Harry. Here we go again, mate. Yeah, exactly. Big hello to Tom as well, and to Bacon Man, who says 1-1. He says he's not confident for this one. Let's see how it goes. Wesbird predicts a big score to the Arsenal. Miss Mel also says that Nicolas Pepe has to turn up today. Somerset Gooner says no excuses tonight. Mikel Arteta speaking right now, but we'll catch up with what he has to say later on. He's obviously, quite. I guess he looks quite confident, but he normally does before games, doesn't he, Mikel Arteta? He always looks quite confident, quite pleased with himself, and of course, this game is a strange one because you're playing the same opponent twice in 4 days. It's very hard to spring a tactical surprise, isn't it, when you've just played that team a couple of days ago. And then if you do have something else in mind, how much time have you got to actually implement that on the training ground? Not a great deal. Arsenal made a number of changes tonight. Hector Bellerin is the captain. He is wearing the captain's armband for the Arsenal tonight. Let's go through that team news now. Bear with us just a second. Let's have a look. So let's start with Southampton, obviously being the host. We'll quickly run through their team and then we'll focus on more important business, which is the mighty Arsenal. Alex McCarthy in goal, back four of Jan Valery, Jan Bednarek, Jack Stevens, and Jake Vokins. Of course, Ryan Bertrand suspended. Kyle Walker-Peters picked up an injury in the game on Saturday, so they're without both of those players. In midfield, it's Stuart Armstrong, James Ward-Prowse, Ibrahima Diallo, and Theo Walcott. And it's Danny Ings and Che Adams up front. So just 3 changes from Ralph Hasenhüttl this evening. Those 3 changes in the 2 fullback positions. And of course, Alex McCarthy comes back in between the sticks. So Ralph Hasenhüttl unable really to rotate heavily. And we spoke about it on the preview show earlier on today. in the show where we looked ahead to this game, we discussed the fact that that could be a big factor here tonight. Southampton having to make probably less changes than they would have liked, in terms of the intensity, in terms of the energy with which they play. You could argue that in the later stages of this game, that might show through. The fact that so many of those players played the whole 90 minutes just a couple of days ago could potentially be an issue for them. Let's move on to more important matters, though. Let's talk about Arsenal's team. Bernd Leno continues in goal. Hector Bellerin starts at the back. He's at right back, and he is the captain tonight. It's the rest of the back four is Rob Holding, David Luiz, and Cedric Suarez. Of course, David Luiz coming back into the side. Gabriel just didn't really look up to it, did he, against Southampton the other day? It's not to say he's not a good player. It's not to say that he won't get back to his best. But right now, Gabriel is looking a little bit ring rusty. I think we can all agree on that. We all saw it at the weekend. So understandable why David Luiz has been brought back into the side for this one. Cedric's playing at left back. How do you think he did at left back? Let me know in the chat. Obviously, it's not as natural for him when he gets forward. There's an element of having to check back inside, which is always a problem when someone's playing on their wrong side. Look, I'm not a massive fan of it, but we don't really have much choice at the moment. We let Sead Kolasinac go, and we're in this position now where we don't really have a natural left back replacement. Ainsley Maitland-Niles has played there previously and done okay, but actually, in that game against Crystal Palace, the 0-0 draw at the Emirates Stadium, he was pretty poor, and it seems like Mikel Arteta is not willing to give him another go just yet. Anyway, in the midfield, it's my favourite Arsenal midfield pivot, and a lot of people disagree with this, but it's Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka. With Dani Ceballos ruled out injured, actually, I don't think Mikel Arteta had a great deal of choice. I thought Mohamed Elneny had a stinker at the weekend. Hasn't been good of late, Mohamed Elneny. And I think Xhaka and Partey was always the way to go. Ahead of those two, it's Emile Smith-Rowe back in the side, of course. As I mentioned previously, not even in the squad on Saturday. So we should see a fit, firing and fresh Emile Smith-Rowe this evening. Nicolas Pepe will operate on one flank, Bukayo Saka on the other, and Alexander Lacazette will lead the line for the Gunners. Let's take you through the Arsenal substitutes bench. Matt Ryan comes onto it. No Runarsson, so Matty Ryan is Arsenal's second choice goalkeeper tonight. In terms of defenders, you've got Gabriel and Callum Chambers on there. Interestingly, no Shkodran Mustafi. So does that mean that the talks to terminate his contract have progressed, and we will be hearing something about that soon? Who knows? Also, Ainsley Maitland-Niles is on the bench. Mohamed Elneny's there. Joe Willock's there. Willian's there. Gabriel Martinelli is there. Eddie Nketiah is there, but there is no Kieran Tierney. He's been left out of the squad completely. We heard this morning via the club's update that actually he was feeling a discomfort in one of his legs, and an injury issue had been kind of identified. So I'm not surprised that he's not being risked. We talk a lot about how important he's become to this side. That's why you can't take risks with him. The problem is the kid seems to be made of glass, and it's unfortunate because he's really given a good account of himself every single time he's played. But if we cannot rely on him week in, week out to be fit, if we cannot rely on him to stay in the condition that we need him to, then we've got to look at bringing in some more cover or some better cover, because right now we just don't have it. We just don't have it. Let's go into what some of you guys are saying in the live chat with regards to my Mustafi comments. T says Mustafi is leaving. Don't believe his dad denying it. Yeah, his dad did come out and deny it today, apparently, but he's not going to say it's done until it's done, is he? And perhaps they're still after, getting some better terms, getting closer to what they believe is a fair resolution to the whole situation. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens with that in the coming days. But Shkodran Mustafi is not involved tonight. One thing is for sure, he doesn't have a future at Arsenal. He'll be leaving, if not this month, then in the summer for certain, when his contract expires. So not long to go before we get one more of the kind of dead wood crew, if you like, out of the door from the Emirates Stadium. But it is. I've turned the heating on in here because I was cold, and now I'm absolutely baking. So I'm just going to turn that off. Bear with me. There we go. Team's almost ready to take to the field at St Mary's. Don't forget, if you haven't already, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Delighted to say that in the last 28 days, we've had over 1,000 subscribers join the channel. That's not members, that's subscribers to the channel, which is fantastic. We've had lots and lots of members sign up, which is also incredible as well. So a massive thank you to all of you. And if you're interested in becoming a member and you don't know what it's all about, click on the link in the description. It'll take you to our membership page and you can have a look at the 3 tiers available and decide which, if any of those appeal to you, and you can sign up. The video is frozen, but can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? Let me know in the chat. Gooner Tell says he may have missed it, but what is your prediction for tonight, Harry? I'm going to go with, I'm going with that 1-0 to the Arsenal. I'm going with the 1-0 to the Arsenal. Let me know. Can you still hear me? Yeah, all good. What about now? Has the video come back? I can't see what you guys are seeing. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. T says, brilliant channel, original, honest, and always balanced. Thank you so much for your very, very kind words. Let me know if the video's back. I can see it moving and stuff. No vid still. I don't know what on earth is going on there. I don't know what is going on. You're just going to have to bear with me, guys. I'm sure it will come back at some point. The sound is good. That's the main thing. Harry turned down the video instead of the heater. Always bloody technical shit, man. Every time I want to go live, every time I want to do something, I come across these horrible issues. Apparently it's back now. What I'll do is I'll leave the scoreboard off the screen because I think when I screen share, that has an impact. You know what? I'm going to share it again so that you guys can see the time on there so you can try and sync it up. If it freezes again, just let me know, but bear with me as long as the sound doesn't go anywhere good. And I'll make sure I can try and get it all sorted whenever it goes wrong during the match. Right, put the FX on. Can you still hear me loud and clear? Let me know in the chat. Give me a thumbs up or just say yes, all loud and clear, whatever you want. I want to say a big hello to Tom Hickey. He says, only recently found your podcast and YouTube channel. I'm really enjoying your stuff. Keep on keeping on. Greetings from Ireland. Thank you so much, mate. Really, really appreciate it. Great to have you on board. Good evening to your local MCE, one of our members. Good evening, Harry. Hoping for a decent 2-0 tonight as payback. Good. All the sounds coming through loud and clear. Video seems all good as well. Let me know if there's any problems during the show and I'll do my best to try and mess about with it. But ultimately, our eyes are going to be on the football, aren't they? So, yeah. Let's see. You know what? Let's quickly run through the teams one more time for those of you joining us a little bit late. Kickoff is fast approaching. Let's go through the Southampton team quickly once more. Alex McCarthy in goal. Back four, Jan Valery, Jan Bednarek, Jack Stevens and Jake Vokins. It's a midfield four of Stuart Armstrong, James Ward-Prowse, Ibrahima Diallo and Theo Walcott. And it's Danny Ings supported by Che Adams up front. For Arsenal, it's Bernd Leno in goal. Hector Bellerin, Rob Holding, David Lewis, Cedric Suarez, Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka are the midfield pivot, with Bukayo Saka, Emile Smith-Rowe and Nicolas Pepe playing ahead of them, playing a supporting role to Alexander Lacazette. Kickoff is almost here. It's almost upon us, of course. Is chucking it down with rain at St Mary's, which isn't ideal, but it is what it is. Let's get ready for this one. And I've got to admit, I'm feeling a bit nervous about this one, and a little bit more nervous than I normally feel in an Arsenal game. You know why? Because I feel nervous for Mikel Arteta. I think he made the right call to make changes for the FA Cup game at the weekend, but we know that from a lot of fans, that decision was greeted with disapproval. A lot of people were upset by that decision. A lot of people were furious that he, in their eyes, threw away the FA Cup. I don't think that's what he was doing. I think he prioritised, and I think you have to nowadays. I think you have to, given the heavy fixture schedule that we face. So yeah, but look, if he doesn't win tonight, then of course questions are going to be asked of that decision. If he does win tonight, then it will be in the eyes of many the right one. So let's see how it goes. Big game for the Arsenal tonight. We need to start climbing our way up the Premier League table if we're going to have any chance of finishing in the Champions League positions. Kevin Friend is the referee tonight at St Mary's. He'll blow the whistle. The players will take to the knee in support of the Black Lives Matter campaign. Arsenal in their changed navy blue strip tonight with pink trimmings. Southampton, of course, in their red with black shorts and red socks. We're underway here at St Mary's. Long ball forward from the hosts. Looks as though Bukayo Saka has started on the right, Pepe on the left. A lot of people thought that maybe Saka would go back out to the left, given that, of course, Pepe was in the side tonight. But actually, as somebody mentioned, I think it was in the Discord server, that it'd probably be better to have that balance on the left with Pepe's left foot, and let Pepe maybe show what he can do going on the outside of people, because we don't get to see a lot of that from Nicolas Pepe, and that could be one of his strengths given his pace. Here is Jan Bednarek at the back for Southampton. Plays it forward, cut out by Granit Xhaka. Good piercing ball. Lacazette's through on goal, and it's a good save from McCarthy. It's going to fall to Lacazette, and he couldn't get on the rebound in time. Cleared away by the defender, but that's a golden opportunity for Arsenal inside the first minute. And Mikel Arteta talks about the need to be clinical. You need to be clinical, Lacazette. You've got to take that chance. He's completely through on goal. He's got all the time in the world, Lacazette. And somehow, Alex McCarthy has made a good save down to his left. That's what Lacazette misses sometimes, that killer instinct at this stage in the game. This is a golden opportunity to get us in front. And we've completely wasted it. Really, really disappointing that. Really disappointing. We've got a corner from the left-hand side. Into Cedric. Arsenal tried to play it smart, tried to play it clever. It's back out on the left with Saka now. He'll put it into the penalty area. Lacazette goes for the header, but it's in the hands of Alex McCarthy. So disappointing. Can't believe I've still got the stream will begin shortly banner on the screen. Apologies for that. Jesus. Here is James Ward-Prowse picking the ball up in a deep position for the Saints. Ball goes out to the right-hand side where it's picked up by Jan Valery. He puts it into the box. It's met by Danny Ings' head. It's deflected off of Rob Holding, and Southampton are going to get their first corner of the game. End-to-end stuff here so far at St Mary's. But Alexander Lacazette will be kicking himself, having spurned a really, really good opportunity to put his side in front early doors. Got to take the chance, but it is a positive start. And people talk about Granit Xhaka not playing progressive passes. He certainly did there. A defence-splitting pass from the Swiss international. Southampton have a corner now. As a result of their first real attack. In it comes from James Ward-Prowse. It comes to the edge of the box. And Southampton have scored through Stuart Armstrong. What a nightmare start to this game for Arsenal. Alexander Lacazette with a golden opportunity spurns it inside a minute. And on Southampton's first attack, they're going to earn themselves a corner. And they've opened the scoring. It's just so typical of how Arsenal's season's gone so far. It wasn't even a good ball in from James Ward-Prowse, but it's really clever play from Danny Ings to just let it go over his head, knowing that Armstrong's going to be there. You see Ings, he just gets away from Saka and just ducks out of the way. Armstrong gets his shot off. Leno gets a hand to it, but he can't keep it out. 3 minutes on the clock is Southampton 1, Arsenal 0. And you know what? It is frustrating enough to go a goal down really, really early on, but to go a goal down after you yourselves miss an opportunity like the one that Lacazette spurned inside a minute just makes it so frustrating. Come on, Arsenal, we need to respond quickly. Here's Saka on the right. Bellerin making the overlapping run. Saka just checks inside. Finds Thomas Partey with Bellerin now. Cuts inside onto his left foot. Lays it off for Saka. He'll deliver it into the box, met by a Southampton head, unfortunately for us. Here's Rob Holding now. Leno plays it to David Luiz. Into Cedric. Out there on that left-hand side. Just plays it infield to Granit Xhaka. Plays one out to the right where Bukayo Saka will pick it up. He's one-on-one with the Southampton right back. Goes beyond him, does really well. Saka low ball across the box. Cut out by Stevens at the near post. Good defending from the Southampton man. Really, really good run though from Bukayo Saka. Just beat Jake Vokins with such ease. Lots of you giving Nicolas Pepe stick in the chat for maybe his lack of effort in defending that goal. I'll have another look at it when we get to see the replay, but I think we were done by the dummy, if I'm honest. Arsenal have a corner from the right-hand side, which Bukayo Saka will take, left-footed. Luiz and Holding are both forward. In comes the delivery. It's met by Holding. He's going to head it wide. Tame effort from Rob Holding. Really disappointing start. And you can see it on Alexander Lacazette's face. He knows he has missed a huge, huge opportunity for Arsenal. We're just seeing a replay of it again. Alex McCarthy does well. He comes out, he makes himself big. But, you know, from there, on the edge of the penalty area, you haven't got a player in sight. You know, you've got so much time. And I'm just seeing the Southampton goal again. Yeah, Pepe's got to do better. He has. He's got to do better. Nicolas Pepe. There is a clever bit of movement from Danny Ings across the near post area. And then he kind of like, it's not really a dummy, kind of like, he knows that he's leaving the ball so that it will fall into the path of Armstrong. But you're right, having seen it again, Nicolas Pepe's got to do more there. He's got to do more there. He's got to be closer to his man. He's got to be more alert. Here is David Luiz. Goes back to Bernd Leno in goal. He's under pressure from Che Adams here. Finds Rob Holding. It's now with Bella in the right back. Down the line to Saka. Just about keeps that in and crosses the halfway line on this right-hand side for the Gunners. Driving at the fullback again, Bukayo Saka. Certainly got the beating of him. Helps it onto Bellerin, who made that overlapping run. It's back in field to Emile Smith-Rowe. Arsenal looking to switch the play, but they just taking a little bit too much time to do that. It's now with Pepe on the left. It's a bad ball to Cedric, and Southampton have it back with Theo Walcott. Arsenal back in possession again. Pepe puts the ball into the box. It's gathered by McCarthy at his near post. 7 minutes on the clock. Southampton 1, Arsenal 0. Really poor start from the Gunners. They've given themselves a mountain to climb. And that's what's really, really frustrating, isn't it? Because you're Mikel Arteta, you know, you've prepared for this game. You've rested players so that you can have your strongest possible team out there tonight. It's done exactly that. They start the game brilliantly by creating an early chance. Well, here's Pepe inside the 6-yard box. Nicolas Pepe with the equaliser. Get in. He's made up for it, Nicolas Pepe. Brilliant stuff. He's been put through on goal. He's taken a touch. He's controlled it. And he's side-footed it into that bottom corner. Arsenal back on level terms. Nicolas Pepe, the goal scorer. Nicolas Pepe has redeemed himself. Come on. Given away by Southampton. Really good work from Lacazette pressing Stevens there. Arsenal got it back, and again, it's another brilliant pass from Granit Xhaka. Opens the defence. Pepe uses his body to hold off the challenge of the defender. He does really, really well to get the right side of Jan Valery. And from then on, he keeps his composure, the Ivorian. He takes a little glance and he just slots it into that far corner. Arsenal back on level terms. It's so important that we got that goal quickly. It's so important that it was Nicolas Pepe as well, of all people. Come on, you Gunners. Really lively start to this game. 8 minutes in, we've had 2 goals. We've had a couple of really good chances as well. Hopefully that's the kick up the arse, the confidence boost that Nicolas Pepe really, really needs. Did so well to stay composed, you know. Would have been easy to lose his head in that position, especially after losing his man, having not played very well of late. He's been given an opportunity tonight, Nicolas Pepe. Talked about it before the game, about the fact that he needed to grasp that opportunity. Certainly didn't in terms of his defensive contribution early on. But he's made up for it with an equalising goal. Here is Southampton again. Che Adams on the edge of the box. Good work from Bella in there to nick it off him. Here's Diallo in midfield for Southampton. Big hello to everybody joining us in the live chat on whichever platform it is you're joining us from. Welcome. I can see lots of you are joining us on Facebook tonight, which is incredible. Here's Nicolas Pepe on the left-hand side. Driving forward. Plays it infield to Lacazette. Granit Xhaka comes in and does really well. And Xhaka gets it back. Can he find another defence-splitting pass? Been really progressive tonight, Granit Xhaka. Here is Bellerin. Puts one into the penalty area towards the far post. And Jan Valery not aware of what was behind him, turns it out for a corner. Arsenal looking very lively. This is what we want to see from Arsenal, putting teams under pressure. Come on, you Gunners. 10 minutes on the clock. Bukayo Saka's going to take this corner. Holding and Luiz are both forward again. Granit Xhaka's in the box. He's a physical presence too. In comes the delivery. Can an Arsenal man get on the end of this? No, it's going to fall to Bellerin on the edge of the box, but he's just forced back. Couldn't gather it under control. Plays it into Partey, whose pass back inside was a little bit loose. Southampton look to come away with it. They're going to get a free kick as well, though. It was Alexander Lacazette who just caught his man there, somewhat disappointingly, but it is what it is. Thank you to you, those of you talking about the commentary in the chat. Thank you for joining me. Really, really appreciate it. Love having you on board, and we'll be doing these for as long as we can, especially now that we can't get to the games, which is obviously disappointing. But it's a win-win situation, because when we do get back to the games, you'll get content from the stadium. So, yeah, we're just having to make do at the moment with the situation. Don't forget as well, if you're interested in becoming a member of the channel, supporting the channel, then you can do so by clicking on the link in the description. If you're watching on YouTube, you can sign up to our YouTube membership scheme. And if you are a member, or you're thinking of becoming one, we got the download today on Martin Odegaard, Arsenal's new signing from Jonas Jever, Norwegian and Spanish football experts. Some really good insight into the player that Arsenal are likely to unveil tomorrow or the day after, or this week, I should say. So please, if you're a member already, gold membership and above, it's available to you now. Check it out. If you're thinking about becoming one, click on the link in the YouTube description, and you can find out some information about how to sign up and get access to our membership only content. Arsenal win themselves a free kick just inside Southampton's half. Saka went down under Vokins' challenge. Here's Thomas Partey now just inside the Southampton half. Goes back to Rob Holding on the halfway line. He plays it out to the left for Nicolas Pepe. Cedric making that overlapping run. Pepe just drifts inside and finds Xhaka. Gets it back from Xhaka, but just lost control of it there. Nicolas Pepe. Difficult ball to control in his defence. Partey now driving forward for Arsenal. Goes past one, can't go past the second, but it's still alive with Saka. He's inside Southampton's box now, stands it up at the far post. Headed by Valery onto the foot of Cedric. Oh, I thought that was in. I thought that was in from Cedric. Really good work from Bukayo Saka. Chipped it in towards the far post. Headed out by Jan Valery onto the right foot of Cedric, who was waiting on the edge of the penalty area. And on the volley, he got a really good contact on it, Cedric, and it just goes inches wide of Alex McCarthy's left-hand post. Really, really good effort from Cedric Suarez there. And Arsenal probably feel that they should be in the lead here. Graham says in the chat, pronounce Odegaard's name right. Yeah, I should. Odegaard is how it's supposed to be said. Odegaard. I think I'm saying that right. I'll have to watch the video again. But Jonas certainly taught me a lesson in Norwegian today, that's for sure. 14 minutes on the clock here. Southampton 1, Arsenal 1. And we probably should have had another, at least. Alexander Lacazette missing a golden opportunity early on. But you know what? The performance from Arsenal, apart from that one terrible piece of defending from the set piece, has been really, really good so far. I've been really impressed by it. Lovely ball over the top from David Luiz towards Nicolas Pepe. Here's Xhaka. Back to Luiz. Into the midfield for Partey. Turns. Cedric lets it run for his legs. Emile Smith-Rowe helps it on to Lacazette. Unable to control it. It's going to be a Southampton throw-in the right back position. Don't forget, if you haven't, make sure you smash that like button on the video. It is so important for the channel. Really, really helps. Seeing a replay of that Nicolas Pepe goal again. He really needed it. Brilliant composure as well, having got himself into that position. Busy start here at St Mary's. Here come Arsenal on the attack again. Nicolas Pepe does brilliantly, steps inside his man, finds Hector Bellerin, who's come forward and is square of him. He helps it on to Saka, who's just about onside by the looks of it. Goes back to Partey on the edge of the box. He looks to stand it up towards the far post, but he got way too much on that, Thomas Partey. Please do let me know if the audio's coming through loud and clear, guys. As I keep saying to you, the system I'm using so that I can put the effects on, I can't hear it myself. So I don't know if the mix is right. I don't know what it's coming through like. So please do let me know. Wesbird says it sounds like our tempo is spot on tonight. Yeah, it's as good as I've seen it this season. You know, we've had a couple of really good performances this season. Not many. Certainly had a couple though, and this is definitely up there. Here is Theo Walcott. Infield to James Ward-Prowse. He plays it left to Stevens, the centre-back. He'll bring the ball over the halfway line for Ralph Hasenhüttl's side. Puts his foot on it, turns back and gives it to James Ward-Prowse. Here's Jan Bednarek now. Ward-Prowse inside the centre circle. Southampton just trying to slow the game down a little bit. You know, they'll feel as though they've been, you know, really pushed hard by Arsenal in these early stages. They need to settle down. They need to weather this Arsenal storm. And so when Southampton get the ball, you can expect them to slow it down. But now they're on the attack. Here's Theo Walcott on the edge of Arsenal's penalty area. Gets a shot away, Theo Walcott. But in true Theo Walcott fashion, it's a weak attempt that goes wide of Bernd Leno's goal. That's the thing with Theo, isn't it? He's either brilliant and he'll put it in the top corner, or he does something like that where he just completely scuffs it, fluffs his lines. Frustrating player a lot of the time, Theo Walcott, but a good servant to Arsenal, you've got to say. Thank you for letting me know on the audio. Here's at Walcott. Into Che Adams, back to James Ward-Prowse. Here is at Stevens, just plays it right to Jan Bednarek. 7 attempts on goal so far from the two sides. Arsenal have had the lion's share of that. It's been a really entertaining game so far. Still frustrating that Lacazette missed that opportunity. But it's, as I said at the time the goal went in, it's so important that Arsenal got themselves back on level terms quickly. And they did exactly that through Nicolas Pepe. Hector Bellerin is going to go into the book here. The Arsenal skipper tonight. It's a foul on the Southampton left back, Jake Wilkins, who came forward. Apologies, it was Armstrong. Armstrong goes past Bellerin. Bellerin takes him out, and that's his 7th booking of the season. Southampton with a free kick from the left-hand side. It's around about 15 yards from the edge of the penalty area, but it's in a very wide position. James Ward-Prowse has a good delivery on him. In it comes into the penalty area. Danny Ings helps it on, and Bernd Leno will gratefully catch that. Danny Ings probably should have done better. Arsenal looking to spring a quick counter-attack. Good ball down the line from Xhaka into Nicolas Pepe's one Arsenal throw-in. Just look at the tempo with which Arsenal are wanting to do everything. When Bernd Leno caught that ball from Danny Ings' effort, he rolled it out instantly. Arsenal broke forward. Xhaka sprinting out to the left-hand side to pick up the ball and take the throw-in, so Arsenal can get play going again. Everything is being done with a real urgency tonight. They're really fired up. I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing from the Gunners so far. Here's Smith Rowe. Plays it right to Saka on the edge of Southampton's box. Lays it off to Bellerin on the edge of the penalty area. Stands it up at the far post. Pepe heads it back across goal. Can Lacazette get a foot in? No, Jan Bednarek does well to just shepherd it back to his goalkeeper. Nobody was offside there. Not sure what the replay is being shown for. Southampton trying to play out from the back again, and Emile Smith Rowe this time doing well to catch Southampton out. Partey pressing forward as well. Arsenal squeezing Southampton into their own half at the moment. Here's Rob Holding at the back for the Gunners. Finds Bellerin to his right. Peter Rand says, "Is your voice going to last, Harry? This is end to end." Yeah, I've done plenty of commentary, so if I should be able to handle it. Don't worry. I can't remember what game I did earlier this season for VSIN in the States. I did the game between Everton and Leeds at Goodison Park. That was an absolute cracker. That had me literally on my toes for the whole game. Literally. I didn't want to speak to anyone when I finished, mind you. And I might be a little bit less talkative in the post-match reaction show, but it is what it is. Luckily, I've got a guest, Mike Stavrou from Metro Sport, will be joining me at 10:30 p.m. tonight, so we can look back on this game. Gives us a chance to listen to what the managers and the pundits have to say before we discuss it ourselves. So if you don't get sick of me by the end of the game, come and join us at 10:30, or you can catch up with it tomorrow morning, no problem. Here's Saka on the right for the Gunners. Back to Bellerin. Squares it inside. Partey puts his foot on it, plays it back to the right flank for Bellerin, who's in line with the edge of Southampton's penalty area. Every single Southampton body is behind the ball at the moment, and that is because Arsenal are forcing it. They're forcing the issue tonight. Here's Cedric, lovely ball into Smith Rowe. Just about stays on side. Cedric whips one in right-footed into the penalty area. Lacazette not able to get there first, and Southampton with Diallo look to play their way out. It's into Armstrong. Lays it off to Bednarek. The Saints are looking to spring a counter-attack now. You know what? As Graham says in the chat, you are right. The tempo is good. But Southampton are giving as good as they get, so we've got to keep it going. Yeah, Southampton, they do look like they can spring a threat on the counter-attack, that's for sure. So we've got to be careful as well. As McCarthy clears that upfield under pressure from Smith Rowe at the time. Here's Cedric into Saka. Nicolas Pepe had come short. I think Saka expected him to just hog that touchline a little bit more. Emile Smith Rowe, though, in the last few minutes is starting to get a little bit more into the game as well, which is good to see. With his socks rolled down, Emile Smith Rowe looks as though he's been playing in this Arsenal starting 11 for years. Sometimes difficult to remember how little first team football, how little Premier League football he has played in his career to date. Did pretty well on a couple of loan spells. First one in Germany and then some time with Huddersfield Town last season. Good to see him getting his opportunity and good to see him taking it. And interesting to see how he's going to respond to the signing of Martin Ødegaard as well. We heard today that the deal was done, the deal was confirmed. I did say in today's podcast that I didn't expect an announcement on a match day, so we're hoping we'll probably get that tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then I'm sure by the end of the week we'll have that. In comes a ball from Southampton. Che Adams, his header forces a save out of Leno, and Rob Holding was on hand to deny Armstrong, who was coming in from the left, but just a warning sign to Arsenal that they have to defend properly. It was Vokins who came down the left. He put a really good left-footed ball in. Che Adams with a good header. He generated a lot of power, Adams. Fortunately for Bernd Leno, it wasn't right in the corner, and he was able to get down to his right and make the stop. Armstrong was following in from the angle, but Rob Holding did brilliantly to make sure that Southampton got no joy. Leno takes the resulting goal kick. It's helped on. Lacazette feels he was fouled. He's not going to get the decision though. Just a quick update on the other Premier League game going on at the moment. It's West Bromwich Albion 0, Manchester City 2. $24-25 minutes on the clock here. Don't forget, if you're enjoying what you're seeing or what you're hearing and you want to become a member of the Chronicles of a Gooner channel. You'll also get access to our members-only content, which today includes a really good piece of, I want to call it information on Arsenal's imminent arrival. Martin Ødegaard, from Spanish and Norwegian football expert Jonas Giæver. He's been on the show before. He's one of the top journalists in Norway. Really, really well known in Norway. And he covers La Liga specifically over there. Literally on their national sports stations. He's all over the TV in Norway, is Jonas Giæver. Good friend, and I'm lucky that he was able to give us a bit of time today to discuss Arsenal's imminent arrival, Martin Ødegaard. So if you're a gold member or above, that is available to you now. Here is Steve at the back for Southampton. Thank you to Zachary for your kind words. Here is Jan Valery for Southampton. Dispossessed. Can Lacazette get on the loose ball? And he can't, unfortunately. But a break could have been on for Arsenal there. It's really, really good to see Arsenal winning the ball back in Southampton's defensive third. They've done it 2 or 3 times so far to good effect. It's ultimately where the goal came from. It's Lacazette getting a really important toe in, closing down defenders. And that's kind of, I guess, what Lacazette gives you that maybe Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang doesn't in that centre-forward position. And we have that debate all the time, don't we? Who should play where? But Southampton have a man over here on the right-hand side. Here's Jan Valery coming forward. Enters the penalty area, shifts it onto the left foot. Shoots high and wide in the end, though, Jan Valery. But Arsenal need to be careful. Arsenal really, really need to watch out for Southampton creating that overload on the right-hand side when Cedric Suarez goes forward. There's a lovely flick from Che Adams in the build-up there. Danny Ings with a good searching ball out to the right for Valery. Stepped inside onto his weaker left foot. Fortunately for Arsenal, the effort was a really, really poor one. Southampton boss Ralph Hasenhüttl very animated on the touchline. He knows his team can do that. Arsenal just playing this goal kick out from the back, as they are instructed to do under Mikel Arteta. Southampton have the ball at centre-back now with Jan Bednarek. James Ward-Prowse just dropping in between the 2 Saints defenders in order to get on the ball, with the idea of trying to dictate play from that deeper position. Searching ball out to the left towards Vokins, the Southampton fullback who's come forward, helps it on to Armstrong. He's inside the Arsenal penalty area now. Armstrong opens up his body, tries to bend one into the far corner, but it's wide of Leno's goal. But Southampton, as I said, they're showing signs that they're carrying as much attacking prowess and as much attacking threat as Arsenal are tonight. Got to do more to prevent Armstrong getting the shot away. It's going to be another Arsenal goal kick. 28 minutes on the clock. As Graham says, we're getting torn apart at the back. Yeah, defensively, we're not looking too sound. It has to be said. And sometimes when you do put an emphasis on the press and you do really focus on that and pressing teams in their defensive third, the minute they play around that press, you're in trouble. And that's what's happening to Arsenal at the moment. We're trying to press high up the pitch. It's been a little bit half-hearted in certain areas, as Marquis Signing points out in the chat. And as a result of that, we're seeing Southampton get plenty of space in behind us. Pete Rand says, how's Partey doing? He's done okay so far, Thomas Partey. Not been as influential as Granit Xhaka just yet. As I mentioned, Granit Xhaka with a couple of really, really key passes so far in this game. The first one that created that opportunity for Alexander Lacazette, which he spurned inside a minute, frustratingly. And of course, it was his ball for Nicolas Pepe that led to the equaliser. So he's having more of an influence on the game. Partey's been a little bit quiet tonight, a little bit quieter than I would have liked, but he's not played badly by any means. If you're watching us live on Facebook at the moment, make sure you share the video, share it to all your friends and family. If you're watching us on Twitter, be sure to do the same. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't already, just as I jinxed Partey, who's been dispossessed in a really dangerous position, gets back, does well, makes a challenge, and between him and David Luiz, They momentarily averted the danger, but Southampton come again. Ball into the box, met by Xhaka's head. Pepe back, having to defend here at left back almost. Cedric goes to volley it away with his weaker foot. Fortunately, his miscue clearance ends up with Bernd Leno. Leno with a nice throw out to the right-hand side for Hector Bellerin. Plays it back in field to Rob Holding. There is David Luiz now. Out to Emil Smith-Rowe, taking up position on the left flank. Good turn from Pepe. Wins Arsenal a free kick after he was fouled by Bednarek just inside the Southampton half. Lovely little bit of skill there from Nicolas Pepe to get away from his man. You know, aside from that shitty bit of defending for Southampton's goal, he's actually had a really decent game tonight. Here he is again on the ball. Just another update from the Hawthorns. Sam Allardyce's side are now 3-0 down to Manchester City. I'd much rather City win the league than United or Liverpool. Rob Holding doing really well there to prevent Southampton potentially breaking through. Jay Adams not happy with the referee's decision to award a free kick against him there, but looked like a foul. Plays back underway. Here's Partey on the halfway line, plays it out left to Cedric. Helps in on to Pepe. Nice bit of skill to go by Bednarek. Valerie comes back, makes a good tackle for Southampton. He and Cedric doing battle. Of course, those two teammates at Southampton, there was a lot of debate around which one of them should be Southampton's right back during Cedric's time there. And I actually think the emergence of Valerie helped in Southampton's decision to push Cedric out. But then for Valerie, it hasn't necessarily worked out because they obviously went and got Carl Walker-Peters. So perhaps Ralph Hasenhüttl regretting that decision a little bit. Rob Holding with a header. Helped on by Lacazette. Out to the left flank again. This time, Valerie unable to get it under control. It's gone out for an Arsenal throw-in. In line with the edge of Southampton's penalty area. It's taken short. Emil Smith-Rowe into Cedric. Nice link up with Pepe there. Sliding challenge from Jan Valerie. Means it's going to be another Arsenal throw-in. Arsenal keeping the pressure on Southampton here. This one is in line with the edge of the 6-yard box. Cedric looking for movement. Not much of it around. Finds Pepe in the end. Cedric looked to find Emil Smith-Rowe. It looked as though his pass, I thought it looked deflected, but obviously not, because it's going to be a Southampton throw-in on that right-hand side. 33 minutes on the clock. Let me know your thoughts on what we've seen so far from Mikel Arteta's Arsenal. I know we haven't got the result we want yet. But given the intensity and the energy with which Arsenal have played, do you think his decision to rotate at the weekend was justified? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. I'd love to read some of those out. Here's at Bernd Leno. Finds Rob Holding. Partey with a nice ball in behind for Lacazette to get onto. He's got Bukayo Saka making a good run inside him. Plays it inside. The pass is just slightly off of Bukayo Saka, who couldn't get it under control. Southampton did really well to get back and defend it. But that will go down as a chance for Arsenal. Lacazette broke away in behind. Really good run, really good ball from Thomas Partey. Saka really alert, quickly made the darting run inside to give Lacazette an option. But unfortunately, the execution of the pass wasn't quite right. Graham says, we've been under the cosh for 15 minutes now. We need to get a grip or we'll be 2-1 down by half-time. Bright start, gone flat. I wouldn't say we've gone flat. I think we've just had a little bit of a warning, haven't we? That Southampton, they themselves carry just as much threat. And we've got to be careful and we've got to be maybe a little bit more cautious, a little bit more pragmatic at times in this game. Got to remember, we're away from home here against the side that are above us in the Premier League and have played a game less, by the way. What else have we got here? Ian Freighter says, at last someone who actually comments on the game and not chat BS all through the game. Thank you. Scotty22 says this one is 50-50, could go either way. Hopefully Arsenal step it up. Wesbird says if we win, then Arteta will have definitely been justified in his team rotation. I agree with that. I really do. Mikel Arteta down there on the touchline, barking out instructions, as he always does. Always so vocal, Mikel Arteta. Cedric takes a throw in on the left. Pepe helps it on, but Southampton have it back. Here's Ward-Prowse. It's now with Stevens at the back. He'll just help it on to Alex McCarthy, the Saints goalkeeper, of course, back in the side. Didn't play at the weekend in that FA Cup tie. David Lewis just pressing really far forward there and needs to sprint to get back now. Granit Xhaka filling in for him temporarily at left centre-back. Lacazette helping out, coming back, defending. Armstrong goes past Lacazette, goes past Bellerin, puts one into the box, cut out at the near post by Rob Holding. Armstrong's got that ability, hasn't he? Takes players on with such ease. Just ghosts past Hector Bellerin there. Unfortunately, Rob Holding was alert and on hand to deal with the threat. Southampton have a throw-in line with the edge of Arsenal's penalty area. Vokins throws it back to Stevens, and it's now with Vestergaard on the halfway line. Southampton forced all the way back. A big hello to Ini Inyang. He says, enjoying your commentary, Harry, joining in from Minnesota. Thank you so much, mate, and thank you for your very kind super chat donation. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast, and hopefully we'll all be celebrating 3 points at the end of it. But thank you so much, mate. Here's Vokins, the Southampton left back, in towards Danny Ings, but it's picked up by Granit Xhaka now. It's with Thomas Partey. Plays it right to Hector Bellerin, just inside Southampton's half. He goes back to Partey, and then it's back to the Spaniard. Steps inside Armstrong. Arsenal still have it, but struggling to progress it at this moment in time. David Luiz with a silly ball. He's giving it away to Theo Walcott just inside the Arsenal half. Walcott looks for Che Adams, who was making a run into the penalty area. Had miles of space there, Che Adams, and Theo Walcott, fortunately for us, was just unable to pick him out with the right pass. But that's a really sloppy ball from David Luiz. That's what caused that whole scenario. Che Adams was certainly onside. Had Theo Walcott been able to pick him out, it would have been an opportunity certainly as good, if not better, than the one that Alexandre Lacazette spurned after a minute. So again, Arsenal need to be careful. We're leaving holes. We can't allow that sloppiness to creep into our game. Wesberg asks, are we losing something in our delivery by not having Cedric at right back? I think we do. I think it's clear that when he gets into those positions, he's a lot more, he's a lot more able to deliver the right kind of balls into the box than Hector Bellerin is. And, I've actually defended Bellerin a bit lately and said that defensively, oh, hold on, we'll pause that. Saka's through, goes round McCarthy. Bukayo Saka puts it into an empty net. Alex McCarthy came to the edge of his box. Bukayo Saka got there first, took it round the goalkeeper and slotted it home. Cool as you like. Bukayo Saka puts Arsenal in front. Come on, you Gunners. Brilliant stuff. Arsenal devastating on the counter-attack. Another defence-splitting pass from the Gunners. Put Bukayo Saka in. McCarthy caught in no man's land. We'll just have another look at it. Leno with a goal kick out towards the left-hand side. Pepe jumped up. It deflected kindly into Xhaka. Helped in onto Lacazette, who plays a wonderful pass for Saka. Goes around the goalkeeper, who's committed himself. And from the edge of the box, Bukayo Saka only has to hit the target. Bang. Arsenal in the lead here at St Mary's. Arsenal showing the kind of attacking prowess, the kind of attacking threat that we've been lacking so often this season. You can talk about us being sloppy defensively, which we have been at times. This game is by no means over because, of course, Southampton, we keep saying it, they're creating chances too. But this is much better from Arsenal in terms of the intensity, in terms of our ability to create chances. This is really enjoyable stuff to watch from these young guns and from Mikel Arteta's side. Arsenal back in front, 39 minutes on the clock. Southampton 1, Arsenal 2. Come on. Here's Cedric. Plays it forward. Southampton come. Look, we need to get in at half time now. in the lead. It's so important. So important. We're going back to Bellerin, which we were talking about there just momentarily. We were talking about him not giving the right deliveries in the final third at times. And I was just saying that I've actually defended him at times lately because I feel like his defending has been okay at times. I feel like he's been a little bit more conservative, a little bit more clever in the way he defends. I thought he defended well against Zaha and co when we played Crystal Palace a couple of weeks back. But tonight, his defending's been atrocious. He's been caught out time and time again. Update from the Coppa Italia quarter-final as well between Inter and Milan. It's currently Inter 0, Milan 1. Guess who scored the goal? Zlatan Ibrahimovic. At the tender age of 38 years old. Lots of you full of praise for Bukayo Saka, for the finish, for the fact that Arsenal are back in front here at St Mary's. It's been, for the most part, a really good Arsenal performance. There's been a couple of moments. We're in the box again here with Nicolas Pepe. Can he make something happen? It's in towards the far post, headed away by a Southampton defender. Comes to Partey. Lacazette turns inside the penalty area, goes down, wants a penalty. He's not going to get one from Kevin Friend. No doubt about that. Kevin Friend certainly not interested in it. Probably at first glance didn't look like a penalty to me, but we'll have to see it again to be 100% sure. Don't forget, if you haven't liked the video yet, what are you waiting for? It doesn't cost a thing. Smash the like button. Get involved in the live chat. Join the channel, become a member. Get access to our members only content, and come and join us in the Discord server where we're talking Arsenal all day and all evening. It's great fun. Building a nice little community there. Here comes Southampton on the attack. Cedric alert to the danger of Danny Ings, and Arsenal look to bring the ball away. Here's Emil Smith-Rowe on the left. He'll drive forward. Looks to go past Jan Bednarek, wins his team a throw in. And with 42 minutes on the clock here, you want to see Arsenal just kind of calm down a little bit. Just having a look at that Lacazette penalty appeal. He certainly gets the right side of Vokins. I'm not sure there's enough in that for a penalty, if I'm being completely honest. Does have his kind of arm linked into Alexander Lacazette's, doesn't he, Vokins? But I think that would have been a soft penalty, so I'm not going to sort of kick off about that one. Here's Bellerin just inside Southampton's half. Lacazette plays it forward to Saka. He stayed onside. He's to the right of the penalty area. Bukayo Saka, a couple of step overs, and he's chopped down there by Stevens. I think the flag's gone up in the end against Bukayo Saka. But I mean, this thing about leaving the flag down for an age is so frustrating. You know, like in that situation, right, where Saka's offside, the play should be stopped. What if Bukayo Saka gets injured from that foul? It's you know, I get why they do it, because I get that they do make mistakes and they want the VAR to be sure. But, you know, then you go and see your player get his legs taken like that, like the way Bukayo Saka just did. It's infuriating. Alex McCarthy takes the resulting free kick for Southampton. Thomas Partey just eases Armstrong out of the way and it falls to Holding. He smashes it forward towards Bukayo Saka on the right-hand side, but it's going to go out for a Saints throw-in. T-Talk says Laka is so important to our play. Just going back to the penalty shout. A few of you commenting on that. Peter Rand says, come on, mate, it has to be GBH for us to get a pen. Yeah, true. Clement says, in my opinion, that is a pen. Look how Man United get pens. They're more soft. Yeah, Man United would have definitely got it, that's for sure. Here comes Southampton. Here's Che Adams. Midway inside Arsenal's half. He's looking for options. Ends up squaring it to James Ward-Prowse. He'll play it right to Jan Valery, who's vent forward from right back. Lays it off to Ward-Prowse. First time delivery into the box. Che Adams did well to get on the end of that. Fortunately for Arsenal, it deflected away. And they can break away with Bukayo Saka. But again, ball coming into the box. You've got to watch out for those James Ward-Prowse deliveries. He puts in such high quality balls pretty much every single time. And you know that Ings and Adams, they're alive in the penalty area. They carry a real threat. Delighted that Arsenal are back in front, but got to see it out first to half time. Every single Arsenal player behind the ball now. Here is Diallo. Goes past Thomas Partey, gets a shot away. Diallo. It's got no real venom in it. And it will slowly roll its way back to Bernd Leno. Hanny Boy says, bro, I love you. Keep it up. I love you all too. Thank you for joining me. A couple of minutes added on at the end of this first half. Saka goes back to Rob Holding. He's inside his own penalty area here. Just hops it on to Bernd Leno, takes a touch and then plays it short to Saka. To Holding now. This ball into Hector Bellerin. Here's Granit Xhaka. Sprays it out to the left. Cedric will carry it forward now. He's got Nicolas Pepe on the outside of him. Finds the Ivorian. Plays it back in field to Cedric. He's inside the box. Goes past his man. Cedric looks to cut it back left-footed. It's cut out by Bednarek. Really good defending from the Southampton man, but a really good bit of combination play from the Portuguese fullback and Nicolas Pepe. Really good drive and really enjoyed that kind of burst forward from Cedric there. You know what? He's making a real impression, isn't he, Cedric? You know, he played really well against Newcastle. I thought he was one of Arsenal's better players in the game at the weekend, and he's doing really well again tonight. And you've got to remember that he's playing on his bloody wrong side as well, which for a fullback, it's not easy. Arsenal with the corner. They'll take it short, though. Pepe does well to step back inside Theo Walcott. Is that not a foul? I think it's going to be another corner for Arsenal. Yep, it's going to be another Arsenal corner. Around about 10 seconds of the added time remaining. Nicolas Pepe just making that clear to the officials. He feels the time is up. But it's, of course, a minimum of 2 minutes. In comes the delivery. Met by Jan Bednarek's head. Come back to Bukayo Saka, who took the corner. And the half-time whistle goes at St Mary's. It's Southampton 1, Arsenal 2. The game started with Alexander Lacazette spurning a golden opportunity for the Gunners. And then before you knew it, Southampton had gone down the other end, and after a bit of lapse defending from a corner, they took the lead through Armstrong after just 3 minutes. Arsenal were only behind for 5 minutes before Nicolas Pepe pulled one back for the Gunners. Really calm finish from him. He done brilliantly there to find the bottom corner and put Arsenal back on level terms. And then, of course, Bukayo Saka managed to find a second for Arsenal after he was cleverly played in by Alexander Lacazette. He rounded the keeper, and there it was, an empty goal gaping at Bukayo Saka's mercy, and he put Arsenal back in front. Or I say back in front, in front. You know, when you think about that Lacazette chance, you feel like we were in front because it was that good of a bloody chance. But yeah, half-time, 1-2 is the score right now. Don't forget, smash the like button, all of that stuff. You know the drill by now. I'm going to take shall I go and get a drink? Are you going to stay on the stream if I go and get a drink? Because what I don't want to do is go away and come back and all the numbers are gone. Bear with me. Stay with me. I'm going to be 2 minutes. I'm going to go and grab a drink because my throat is going to go if the game keeps up at this rate. And we'll be back for this. We're back in a couple of minutes. We'll take your comments. We'll have a bit of a discussion about that first half. So get your questions in the live chat now. We'll come back to those in just a couple of minutes' time. Bear with me. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. And we're back. How you all doing? Thank you for bearing with me there. I definitely needed a drink. It was a good shout to go in and grab a drink. Thank you for all still being there. Really, really appreciate it. Let's go through the live chat. Let's see what you guys have been saying during half time. Let me go a little bit back. Alejandro says, when is the monkey tail coming? What's a monkey tail? Am I missing something? Oh, the beard. Sorry, the beard. Yeah, give it another week or so. Probably start being able to take shape a little bit. Let's see. Let's see what you guys are saying as well. Scotty22 says, "Love what Pepe has done tonight." Yeah, I call him speedboat with no driver. Yes, but got to do this week. In week out, 72 million player, not good enough. Just doing it once a month. Yeah, I agree with that. Nimrod says, I think it was just a matter of wrong positioning with Pepe. He's been really great tonight. He has looked more effective, hasn't he, on that left-hand side? I've been quite impressed with what I've seen of him so far this evening. Obviously got the goal as well, took the chance really, really well to his credit. Bit of lapse defending on the corner. I think we can all agree on that, but you know what? He went and made up for it down the other end, so we'll not make too much of an issue of that. TikTok Blast says, good game, Arsenal. Ian Freighter says, still here, bro. Thank you so much. Zeus points out that there's nowhere to go anyway. Yeah, true. We're in lockdown. So, yeah, exactly that. What else have we got here in terms of your live comments? Clement Kuko says, Sweet Caroline. I hate that song. Winds me up. Kai Hin says, we need to get that quick third goal in the second half. Xander says, smash the likes, people. Subscribe if you're enjoying the content and consider joining the channel membership for extra content and perks. There, he's done it for me. Xander, thank you so much, mate. Yep, don't forget you can click the link in the description if you wish to do so. And for those of you that are gold members or above, you'll get access to our members only content. And the latest piece of members only content, as I mentioned a couple of times during the first half, was a real deep dive into Arsenal's imminent signing, Martin Ødegaard. That's how you're supposed to say it, according to our Norwegian Spanish football expert, Jonas Yeva. My massive thanks to him for giving me some time earlier and giving us some really good insight into the player that Arsenal are getting themselves. So go over, check that out. And if you are not a member yet and you want to check that out, then all you have to do is sign up and become a gold member, and you'll be able to access that straight away via the community tab. Let's go back to the live chat box. Ray Anderson says, thought we have United on Saturday. I already set my TV timer and it said Saturday at 12:30 Jamaican time. I don't know what the time difference is off the top of my head, but it's for the 5:30 game here in the UK, 5:30 p.m. Unfortunately, there won't be a watch along of that one because I'm working on it for VSIN in the United States. So I'll be on live commentary of that one for VSIN. So you can tune in and listen to me if you want, but it won't be for the Chronicles of a Gooner, unfortunately, on Saturday. It will be for VSIN in the United States. That's a radio station in Vegas powered by our iHeartRadio. Goes out in the United States, but it's also available via a link that I post on my Twitter feed. So keep your eyes peeled on that if you're interested. Olatunji says, do you think Arsenal have a world-class striker in Laka? Should have buried the first chance with a composed dink over the goalkeeper, shouldn't he? Yeah, I don't think Lacazette is a world-class finisher. I've always said that, and I said it at the time, didn't I, during the commentary? The minute he missed that chance, I said, this is what lets Laka down from being a really, really top-draw striker, is that he does miss chances like that. He's not always necessarily as clinical as he should be, and that's the issue with him. In terms of his other play, though, I think he really brings so much to this side. He links up really well with people, played a lovely ball for Saka for the second goal. His pressing ability is what led to the first goal. So he's really contributed tonight, and he could have contributed even more, which makes it all the more frustrating. But yeah, I think you're right to say that he's not a world-class finisher. I think that's right. Sam says, we're not missing Kieran Tierney at all so far down the left wing, which is surprising. Yeah, I think Cedric and Pepe look a really, really good combination. I've been delighted by what we've seen so far from those two. Defensively, there are question marks. Defensively, Kieran Tierney is on a different level, but certainly going forward, we've seen The two combine really, really well. And Cedric's had a good game up until now. Nobody, I don't think, can deny that. Texas Gunner says, Harry, the boys all seem to be putting in a shift. Laka has to score that opener, but they could also have put another one in if it weren't for Leno. All in all, AFC looking hungry and on the front foot. Yeah, that's what I've been most pleased with, the kind of intensity and the kind of desire to really, force ourselves on this game, to force the issue, to make things happen, to be proactive. And we've been really progressive in some of our passing as well. Whereas in previous games this season, you've looked at Arsenal and you've gone, it's just all sideways. It's like we're waiting for something to happen. Tonight, we're trying to force the issue. And that takes a lot of energy, a lot of intensity. We've got some fresh legs on the pitch in comparison to Southampton as well. And I think that will probably tell a lot more now in this second period. I think as the game goes on, if Arsenal can, see out the first 20 minutes of the second half, I think you'll start to see Southampton run out of a bit of steam, which could be key if we're going to hold on and take all 3 points for this one. Kevin John says, after all those people were hyping Maitland-Niles all season at fullback, Cedric has taken his place now. Yeah, and deservedly so, because ever since Cedric come into the side, he's been impressive. He's been impressive every single time. Olatunji also says about Nicolas Pepe, he says, Harry, Pepe needs to step up. He's in a big team, seems to be playing like a player for an average team. Yeah, confidence hasn't been there for Nicolas Pepe, but as I keep saying, apart from that shit moment of defending in that, in Southampton's goal, I think he's done all right tonight, and I think it's an improved performance. And I said it in the Discord server, for those of you that are members and are in there, you'd have seen me say it before the game. Now he's got the right players around him. We got an opportunity to, I think I said it in there, or did I say it in a WhatsApp group? I can't remember. But I basically said that Nicolas Pepe now with the right players around him will probably look a completely different proposition. Instead of getting game time with, bloody Eddie Nketiah up front and Willian in the number 10, players who just ain't at the right level, aren't performing at the right level. It's good to see him playing alongside some of the very best in the Arsenal squad, and he's proven his worth tonight. Gooner says the Saints look dangerous, but we were by far the better team in the first half. I just hope we can get a third, or things could get tense and we may end up regretting our missed opportunities. Yeah, of course. Paige says really good first half. Xhaka's been great up the Gunners. He has indeed. Courts D75 says, how big is Harry's house? Took him ages. So this is my man cave. This is not part of my house. This is a separate building. I have to walk to the end of my garden to come in here. So for those of you who can see, got my green screen over there, the sofa where you probably see me doing videos from a lot. And here I am sitting at the desk tonight. So yeah, my man cave is at the end of my garden. So for me to go and get a drink, it means getting up, getting out of here, walking across the garden, going into the house, getting my drink from the kitchen and walking back out. That's why it took me so long. I wasn't just nipping to, the room next door. So yeah, it's a bit of a walk. That's why I took a few minutes. What else have we got here? Just having a quick run through. Harry, what do you think of Jack Wilshere scoring a goal tonight? I'm assuming you're talking about Jack Wilshere. Yeah, I mean, it was against Crawley Town, wasn't it? Crawley Town, they're not a very strong side. Yeah, I don't think we should have taken him back. I know a lot of people. Were kind of on that idea of bringing Jack Wilshere back. I don't think you should bring back Jack Wilshere. I don't think he'll offer much to this Arsenal side. The fact that he's ended up at Bournemouth kind of tells you all you need to know about where kind of his level is right now. And I know he's got the talent to do better, but he's got to prove his fitness. He's got so many things that he's got to work on. To get back to being considered as a top draw midfield player again. And it's great that he's playing football again, but for me, I don't see it, and I wasn't keen to have him back. Right, we're ready to get underway for this second period here at St Mary's. Arsenal kick us back off. Full-time score prediction. I'm going to say it's going to stay like this, 2-1 to the Arsenal. Wes Bird says, Harry, get yourself a fridge, mate. You know what? I actually was looking on Amazon for one for in here. I also want to get a kettle for in here as well, because I hate having to go back through the cold to make a coffee when I want one. All in progress, all in progress. We're getting there, we're getting there. Lots of you telling me that I need to get a kettle. Paul Nell says your members need to buy you a fridge. Back underway here though at St Mary's. Focusing back on more important things. Arsenal have a throw-in deep inside Southampton's half on the left. Cedric will take it into Nicolas Pepe. Chests it back to the Portuguese fullback. Finds Emile Smith-Rowe. Back to David Luiz. Chips it forward towards the left flank, but Southampton have it back. Here's Theo Walcott now on the right. Looks to go past Emile Smith-Rowe. Thomas Partey comes across to help out his teammate there. Happy birthday to Omar in the live chat. Omar, one of our regulars. He's on every single stream, is Omar. Happy birthday to you, mate. I had no idea. I would have done it earlier. Happy birthday, mate. Many happy returns to you, and hopefully Arsenal deliver all 3 points for your birthday. Here's Vokins on the left-hand side for Southampton. Plays it back to Stevens. Squares it to Jan Bednarek. Plays it just inside the Arsenal half to James Ward-Prowse. It's with Jan Valery now on the right. He goes back to Bednarek and he helps it back to McCarthy. It's with Thomas Partey now though, as Arsenal pick up the loose ball. Bellerin looks to play a pass forward towards Bukayo Saka, but a decision has been given. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's Kevin Friend signalling that somebody was offside. Maybe Arsenal get the game back underway anyway. Don't forget, if you haven't already, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Check out our membership scheme via the link in the description. I went and got myself a big drink so that I made sure it will last the whole second half. Southampton with a throw in on the left hand side. Round about the halfway line. Vokins is going to take it. Into Che Adams. Arsenal thought they'd won it back. Che Adams thinks he should have won a free kick. He's not happy, the Southampton man. It's going to be an Arsenal throw-in. Interesting. Bellerin's going to take it. It's bang on the halfway line, this throw-in on Arsenal's right. It's into Lacazette. Flicks it over his shoulder. Saka will take it down. He just lost his footing there, Bukayo Saka, which allowed Stevens to get up and get on the ball, but his pass is a loose one. Granit Xhaka has it back, and Arsenal can come forward now with Cedric down the left-hand side. It's back to David Luiz, and now it's with Bernd Leno. Arsenal goalkeeper shifts it out of his feet and sprays it out towards the left-hand side, but the pass overhit. Eight, 49 minutes almost on the clock here at St Mary's. Southampton 1, Arsenal 2. Of course, Southampton getting the upper hand over the Gunners at the weekend. A narrow 1-0 win, courtesy of Gabriel's own goal. Eliminated Arsenal from the FA Cup, saw Southampton progress to the 5th round, where they'll travel to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Mikel Arteta made 7 changes at the weekend, and as we've already discussed, he's taken a lot of flack for that. I just feel that decision will seem justified if Arsenal can hold on to all 3 points here. Here comes Southampton. Here's Theo Walcott on the edge of the box. Theo Walcott from the edge of the box strikes it straight down the throat, fortunately, of Bernd Leno, who beats it into the ground and then gathers it at the second attempt. You can't allow Southampton to have that kind of room on the edge of the box. Somebody's got to engage Theo Walcott there. You can't let him just shift the ball out of his feet and get shots away. He will punish you at one point or another. Here are Southampton again. Here's Danny Ings with a shot from the edge of the box, blocked by Thomas Partey. Here's Vokins. Now James Ward-Prowse. Southampton forced back to the halfway line.
Here's Bednarek. Into Theo Walcott. Receives it on the half turn and plays it to the right for Jan Valery. Cuts inside a couple of Arsenal bodies there, Valery. Here's Diallo on the edge of the box. Nicolas Pepe getting back, doing his defensive duty. Thomas Partey holding off a couple of Southampton challenges. Does really well there, Partey. And Arsenal look to break away now with Emile Smith-Rowe. Looks to switch the play to Bukayo Saka. Saka just having to check his run. The ball didn't necessarily have enough pace on it. Saka goes past Vokins. He's fouled there. Surely that's going to be a yellow card. The linesman's given it. Saka knocks it past his man. Gets on the wrong side of him. Vokins initially got a touch on the ball as Saka knocked it past him. And I think there was a little bit of a clash of feet there, or clash of legs, whatever you want to call it. It is a foul. Having seen it again, maybe a booking would have been harsh. It wasn't necessarily cynical. It's probably more accidental than anything else. But it's an Arsenal free kick. It's the right call. And it's from the right-hand side. Probably about 8 or 9 yards away from the corner of the penalty box, and a chance for Arsenal to get the ball into the box and threaten this Southampton goal once more. Thank you to BX Gunner 81. Thank you for joining us. Smith-Rowe and Saka both stand over the free kick. Saka steps over it. Smith-Rowe chips it into the box. Pepe lets it run. Partey keeps it alive. Here's Xhaka now. Lovely turn inside. Granit Xhaka puts it into the far right-hand side, and it was towards Emile Smith-Rowe, but the play's been pulled up. I'm not exactly sure what for. Referee walking over. Che Adams went down. I mean, what have Arsenal done wrong there? Just watching it again, Xhaka just does well to put his body in the way. Might have stepped on the Southampton man inadvertently, but it certainly wasn't a foul. Silly decision, soft decision, goes Southampton's way. Big hello to Enos as well in the live chat box. Here is Diallo. It's back with McCarthy. Plays it out to the right-hand side where Valery will pick it up. He goes infield to Theo Walcott. Looks to get away from Granit Xhaka. Does well to stop him in his tracks. Cedric with a ball in behind. Emile Smith-Rowe will get on the end of this. Helps it on past McCarthy, who came rushing out. But for Southampton, fortunately, there were a couple of bodies in between the ball and the goal to prevent it trickling in. You knew from the minute Emile Smith-Rowe made contact, he didn't quite get enough on it for that to nestle in the back of the net. Perhaps he'd have been better served, maybe trying to go around him or checking back inside. But Alex McCarthy's done that a couple of times tonight. He's come rushing out and he's not got there. And Arsenal have the sharpness in Emile Smith-Rowe, in Bukayo Saka, as we saw in the first half, to take advantage of that and make things happen. Southampton living dangerously. Lovely ball from Cedric. Emile Smith-Rowe, he did well to get it past McCarthy, and it probably was on target, but didn't have anywhere near enough power. Cedric conceding a corner at the other end. He felt he was fouled, and he certainly looked fouled to me. The officials are having none of it. It's going to be a Southampton corner from their right-hand side. Ward-Prowse with the outswinger, met by Granit Xhaka to the edge of the box. Here's Theo Walcott. Tries to stab it back into the mix, but Emile Smith-Rowe is alert and does really, really well for Arsenal there. Helps it on to Lacazette. Goes down under the challenge of Bednarek midway inside his half and wins a good free kick for Arsenal. A chance to take a bit of the sting out of things. Scotty22 asks, who would you bring on as a sub, Harry? Right now, I wouldn't change anything. But, you know, the game state will change. I think there are a couple of players in there that played at the weekend. So I think I'll just keep my eyes on it for a little bit longer. Alex McCarthy, one of our members, says, Harry, stop saying my name. I keep thinking you're talking to me. It's all right. It keeps you alert, keeps you on your toes. Here come Arsenal again. Lacazette trying to help it on to Emile Smith-Rowe. Southampton defenders back in the nick of time there. Arsenal cutting through Southampton. Southampton creating chances of their own as well. This game is by no means decided. Here's Saka on the right. Good ball from Xhaka. Bellerin into Saka. Bellerin's continued his run. Bellerin with a chance to get a ball into the penalty area. He's got loads of time here. Bellerin, delivery across goal. Nicolas Pepe came to the near post to meet it, but it's ended up staying out somehow. Really good work from Bellerin on the right-hand side. He had lots of time to think about what he was going to do. He played the ball across. Pepe actually got a foot to it, but somehow he's actually cleared the ball rather than putting it in the back of the net. He's done well, Pepe, to make the run from the left to that near post position. Just needed to get better contact on it, Nicolas Pepe, and perhaps you'd have been talking about a third goal for the Arsenal. Here is Jan Valery bringing it forward for Southampton. Plays it forward, but it's in between David Luiz and Holding and the English defender, I should say, who gobbles that up. Here's Bellerin now at right back for Arsenal. Checks back and plays it to Rob Holding. He'll play a long ball forward to the direction of Alexander Lacazette, but he was in an offside position, so he just allowed the ball to reach the Southampton defender and then began his press. Here is Vestergaard holding off the challenge. Bednarek, I apologize, Vestergaard, he's not even playing. Bednarek holding off the challenge of Lacazette, and Southampton coming forward down the left. Vokins into the box towards Che Adams, who was waiting at the far post, but fortunately for Arsenal, Cedric Suarez was there to make an important defensive header. He's been praised a lot today for his offensive work, Cedric, but he did well defensively there, and he's going to have to do that a little bit more in this second half. He's going to have to be a little bit more careful with the runs he makes going forward. Southampton carry plenty of threat, and they've got lots of pace in Jan Valery and Theo Walcott down that right-hand side. In comes their corner from James Ward-Prowse, met by the head of David Luiz. Pepe then with a second header to clear it further. Southampton have it back, but Arsenal looking to make up ground. Granit Xhaka leading the press as Arsenal try to prevent themselves sinking deeper and deeper. Approaching the hour mark here. David Luiz is down. Not sure there's a great deal wrong with David Luiz, but probably using his experience and trying to take the sting out of the game as much as possible. Run down the clock. I know we're not even an hour in yet, but don't see anything wrong with doing that necessarily. Just seeing replays of all the goals at the moment. It's going to be a Southampton throw on their left, just about 20 yards inside the Arsenal half. Vokins is retreating further, so I'm assuming the referee's telling him to get back. It's not where the referee feels. The ball went out of play. It's taken quickly. James Ward-Prowse does quite poorly actually in the end, and Arsenal look to break away, but that break is stopped in its tracks very early on. Manchester City 5-0 up according to Kevin Jean in the chat. I'm sure we'll get an update of that on the screens very, very shortly. It's an Arsenal throw now on the right. Yep, 5-0. Raheem Sterling with the goal. Sam Allardyce, the king of defending. It's a myth. I'd love to see West Brom go down. I just can't stand Allardyce. I wouldn't be surprised if he quits before they go down, just so he can keep that record intact. Here's Cedric now breaking into Southampton's penalty area. Cedric low across goal, deflects off of Saka. Another opportunity for Arsenal goes begging. Southampton will look to break away now. Cedric again causing havoc for Southampton with those forward runs of his. Here's James Ward-Prowse. It's Stevens at left centre-back for the Saints. Now it's with Bednarek. Here is Ward-Prowse once again. Now Stevens. Xander asks the question, do we still need a backup left back? from my understanding, Arsenal are in the market for one. They are looking for one, and I think if they can find the right opportunity, I think they will do something very last minute in this window. But if they don't manage to get a deal over the line, I think they'll take encouragement from the performances of Cedric there. I think he's done really, really well. And you've got to bear in mind as well, this will be the third 90 minutes he's played in 8 days. Pretty good going for someone who hasn't played a great deal of football of late. Yeah, because he would have played last Monday against Newcastle. He played on the Saturday and he's playing on the Tuesday. So it's 8 days. This will be his third 90 minutes in 8 days. And Mikel Arteta was speaking about the fact that he's shown himself ready when called upon, and he certainly has. You know, as I said, lots of minutes in a very short period of time. He's done very well. It's bad news for Ainsley Maitland-Niles, though, isn't it? Because you felt the only way he was going to get into this side was by playing as a fullback, and even that option appears to have disappeared. Southampton in possession inside the Arsenal half. Here's Diallo out to the left for Vokins, the left back, shifted out of his foot, tries to get a crossing, blocked by Bukayo Saka. Over 250 of you joining us live right now across the multiple platforms. Incredible. Please, if you haven't already, make sure you smash the like button. Check out our membership proposition via the link in the description if you're watching via YouTube. Here comes Southampton on the attack. We've got 3 tiers of membership. Get access to members-only content and various other benefits. Here's Cedric, steps inside Jan Valery really well and plays a really good pass out to Bukayo Saka on the right. Saka driving forward for the Gunners now, looking to cut in on that left foot. Shoots from the edge of the box. Bukayo Saka is just wide of Alex McCarthy's goal. Alexander Lacazette will question why the ball wasn't played across to him, but I think with the way everything opened up there for Bukayo Saka, I don't think you can blame him for taking that shot on, if I'm honest. Confidence is high. He created the space, and on his stronger left foot, you'd have fancied him to find that bottom corner. Southampton take the goal kick quickly. Alex says in the chat, if Willian already come on, I'm going. Time for bed, he says. Here's Emile Smith-Rowe. Between the legs of Jan Valery, tried to find Lacazette, who made a really good run. Here's James Ward-Prowse carrying the ball over the halfway line for Southampton. He's got Walcott to his right. You still feel like this game isn't done and dusted. You still feel like Southampton have enough about them to find a second goal. That's why we're all sitting here desperate with our fingers crossed that Arsenal somehow can find a third and put this game to bed and get what would be a vital 3 points here at St Mary's. And I said going into this game, if we got 4 points from this and United, we'd be in business. I like to do that. I like to group games together and come up with points totals that I want. Doesn't really matter what way round it comes or how it comes. But my aim from this game and United is 4 points. So if we were to win here today, it allows us to draw against United and it still be a very good result. Don't want to go into that game against a really informed Man United side in desperate need of 3 points. Here's Armstrong, takes it down in the box, but the touch was a loose one, and Thomas Partey was on hand to prevent him getting back onto it and potentially getting a shot away. Here's Jan Valery on the right flank for Southampton, looks to put a cross into the box, deflects off Pepe. Leno punches it with both hands. Decent punch from Bernd Leno, but it's still alive here from Southampton. Here is Stevens into Armstrong. Now James Ward-Prowse midway inside the Arsenal half. Finds Armstrong again. Couldn't have been more than 5 or 6 yards away from him. Here's Armstrong into Diallo. Now Ward-Prowse back with Armstrong. Southampton trying to break down this Arsenal side. Cedric plays it down the line. Not an Arsenal shirt in sight though, and James Ward-Prowse will retrieve that from right by the touchline here. Puts a good ball into the box, met by the head of Rob Holding. Arsenal get it clear. Thomas Partey doing battle with the Southampton midfielders. Almost like a brick wall was Thomas Partey. You go run into him, you bounce off him. Not sure you bounce off a brick wall. If you do, it would hurt, and that's kind of the point I'm trying to make. Here is a Danny Ings inside the Arsenal penalty area. Creates room. Danny Ings goes past 2-3 Arsenal bodies. Bernd Leno comes out to close the angle down. Danny Ings had run himself almost to the byline there. He'd gone past 2 or 3 Arsenal bodies. Did really, really well. The angle was always closing, but Bernd Leno came out of his goal just to make sure there that Danny Ings didn't manage to pull the ball back. Good defending from Leno, but that's about it, because Holding, Bellerin, all of them, they got completely done by Danny Ings there. Southampton have made a change. Vokins, the left back, has been replaced by Nathan Redmond. Of course, Nathan Redmond was a doubt for tonight, but Ralph Hasenhüttl's rushed him back into the side. We've all seen what Redmond can do at this level. So he's another threat that we've got to be aware of. Looks like Diallo, I think it is going to go into left back. Not sure how that's going to work for Southampton. Here's a ball in from Bellerin towards Lacazette inside the penalty area. Just couldn't get on the end of it. Arsenal going to make a change as well. Gabriel Martinelli is stripped and ready, perhaps. Just need a little bit more energy in that final third now to maintain that level of pressing that we were doing in that first half. It's just dropped off a little bit, and it's become a little bit of an issue. Here's Diallo. Plays it in towards Nathan Redmond. Martinelli receiving some instructions from Mikel Arteta's staff. Here's Bednarek at the back for Southampton. Under a bit of pressure from Nicolas Pepe there. Wesbird says move Cedric over to the right, take Bellerin off. And who goes left back? Saka, maybe? I'm not sure. Here's Thomas Partey, picks it up on inside the centre circle, helps it on to Saka, but Southampton have out-muscled him and out-crowded him in the end. And they'll come forward. Here's Nathan Redmond. Now James Ward-Prowse. It's a really good point from Marquis signing. Why do we look more tired than Southampton? You're absolutely right. They've made, we made much more changes than them. A lot of our players only played, 20, 25 minutes, maybe half an hour in the game on Saturday. But Southampton are the ones dictating the pace at the moment. I guess they're chasing the game. Arsenal more willing to kind of just naturally retreat a little bit deeper. Cedric's just earned his team a goal kick there, having kicked the ball back off of Stuart Armstrong, who was on one of his marauding runs down the right-hand side. Yep, it came off of Cedric and then back off of Stuart Armstrong. The goal kick is the right decision. It's going to be Nicolas Pepe to make way. He's had a really good... apart from that stupid moment for the first goal, I think Pepe's had a much improved game tonight. I think he took the goal brilliantly. You could see a smile on his face, which is something we haven't seen for a long, long time. So fair play to Nicolas Pepe. He played at the weekend as well, which maybe has played a part in the decision to take him off. Played the whole game, didn't he? Slowly makes his way off of the field. He'll be replaced by the Brazilian, Gabriel Martinelli. Very much a like-for-like change. Pepe's going to get booked here for taking his time to get off of the pitch. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Everybody else does that to us week in, week out, and it's never an issue. Emile Smith-Rowe's down anyway. Emile Smith-Rowe is down and needs to receive treatment anyway. So how can you go over to Nicolas Pepe to hurry him up? I mean, did Pepe actually go in the book for that? I'm not sure. I didn't see the referee actually brandish the card. He certainly had the card in his hand. But now that change might be... Is that change going to go through? Because will Arsenal decide that they have to take off Emile Smith-Rowe instead? Another player who's so injury prone. Oh, Willian's coming on. You've all got your wish. Willian's coming on. So Nicolas Pepe's substitution. What? Nicolas Pepe's walking back on the pitch. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I do not know what is going on here. Nicolas Pepe's walked back on the pitch. He's been booked by the referee for taking too long to get off of the pitch. Emile Smith-Rowe went down and was receiving treatment whilst Pepe was walking off. And now instead of Nicolas Pepe going off, it looks like it's going to be Emile Smith-Rowe to go off. Am I making sense? Yep, Smith-Rowe off, Willian on. That is the change. So Nicolas Pepe is going to stay on the field. That change, Pepe for Martinelli, it's been cancelled. It's been cancelled. Willian is coming on to replace Emile Smith-Rowe. And this is what we kept saying about Emile Smith-Rowe. Everybody gave Mikel Arteta so much shit the other day about the fact that he left Emile Smith-Rowe and Kieran Tierney at home. And Kieran Tierney is injured and can't play tonight, isn't even in the squad. Then Emile Smith-Rowe's gone off injured after 70 minutes. The two lads, as much as I adore them and love them, they're both made of glass and they have to be wrapped in cotton wool. Right? That's why Mikel Arteta was protective of them over the weekend, and I completely understand it. Here's Willian, looking like he's got a bit of energy tonight. Lovely switch of play from Cedric. Bukayo Saka's inside the box. Low ball across the penalty area, and Alexander Lacazette turns it in. Arsenal have got their third. The Gunners are 2 goals to the good here at St Mary's. It's Southampton 1, Arsenal 3. Lacazette's hurt himself in the process, but who cares? It's 3-1 to the Arsenal, and surely now we're on our way at least to getting the 3 points here. Big goal created by a wonderful crossfield ball from Cedric Suarez. Just seen that. Look, Willian alive. Willian is alive. Lays it off to Cedric. Nice touch. Switch of play out to Bukayo Saka on the right-hand side. He takes a really... Well, he doesn't even take a touch. He just guides it low across the penalty area into the path of Alexander Lacazette. It's the perfect delivery. It's low. It's easy to turn in, and it's right across the edge of that 6-yard box. Really good first-time delivery with his weaker right foot, controlled delivery across the penalty area, and there was Laka to turn it in. He clattered into the post there, Laka, as he turned it in, but it doesn't matter because Alexander Lacazette has got another Premier League goal. He continues his fine run of form in the Premier League. Brilliant. And genius by Mikel. As Mr. Tesh says, genius by Mikel. He brings on Willian, and he gets a, we'll call it a, no, it's not even a, it's a pre-assist. That's what people will call it nowadays. Brilliant stuff. Laka, as T talks, he says, is in top form. Brilliant stuff. Scotty says, someone must have turned on Willian's button tonight. And Dominic Harry says, something which you've never seen before. Willian did well. Clement says, Saka is man of the match. I think Cedric is a real shout for that as well. Pete Rand said, substitution totally confused them. Gooner says, Cedric has been immense. Yeah, he has. He has. There's it's been a really good display from so many players. So many players have turned up tonight. They've put in really good effort levels. They've pressed, they've harried, they've worked hard. And we've got our results so far. Southampton just made a couple of changes. I'll just quickly confirm those for you now. Che Adams went off. Daniel Lundulu's come on. And there was another one. Theo Walcott went off for someone as well. Here's Bednarek at the back for Southampton. It's now with James Ward-Prowse deep inside his own half. Here is Armstrong. Southampton looking to play their way out from the back here. Southampton 1, Arsenal 3. 75 minutes on the clock. Here's Diallo, who's had to slot in at left back, despite so clearly being a right-footed player. Cedric has set the benchmark in terms of playing at full-back on your wrong side. Diallo certainly didn't live up to that when he allowed Bukayo Saka to get in plenty of room, but still credit to Bukayo Saka, because to play that ball across so accurately as he did on his weaker foot first time the way he did was brilliant. Pepe does great, just knocks it past Jan Valery, goes past another Southampton player and then looks to check inside. Nicolas Pepe is still alive. He's done brilliant here. He's had his shirt almost taken off him there, Nicolas Pepe, by the Southampton defenders. He's causing absolute havoc tonight, but now Thomas Partey's gone down. Dropping like flies. Fitness is a real issue for a lot of our key players, and that's a problem. And as I said, going back to that point, again, can understand why Mikel has been so reluctant to take risks with these players. Emile Smith-Rowe's gone off injured. Thomas Partey's gone down now. Is it a bit of cramp? Who knows? Hopefully it's nothing serious, because we look far more assured, don't we, with him in the middle of the park. We've just seen that Lacazette goal again. The ball out to the right from Cedric was delicious. The cross from Bukayo Saka into the middle first time was even better. And Alexander Lacazette was on hand to turn it in. He couldn't have missed that, really. But he continues his rich vein of goal-scoring form this season. Alexander Lacazette. Thomas Partey just receiving some treatment. He's going to walk off at the side of the pitch. He's going to be replaced by Mohamed El Neni. Seems to be walking quite well, Thomas Partey. You hope that it is just cramp. John P says, I think Lee Judges owes you an apology, Harry. Don't worry, mate. I'll be texting him if we get all 3 points. Arsenal have a free kick from about midway inside Southampton's half. It's an opportunity to get the ball into the penalty area, slightly left off centre. Xhaka's over it. Cedric is also standing over it. And we've seen that Cedric has got quite the passing range, hasn't he? Mikel Arteta talked about that when we signed him. Talked about it early on in his career. It's Willian that takes it in the end. I don't know where the hell he appeared from. It wasn't a great free kick, but it's still alive here. Saka cuts inside his man on the right flank. Willian's nicked it back for Arsenal, though, through a loose pass from the Southampton man. It's ended up all the way back with Bernd Leno. Arsenal just being a little bit cautious here. Understandably so. 12 minutes away from a really big, well, what would be a really big victory here at St Mary's. Just seen Rory's Rory's comment in the chat. Do you know what, Rory? I'm going to take a picture of that and send that to Mr. Judges. At the final whistle, of course, only if Arsenal get over the line here. Here is Willian. Bernd Leno with the clearance. Jan Bednarek takes it down and plays it into Armstrong. Lindulu trying to be busy up top, trying to make something happen. For Southampton, it was Caleb Watts that came on for Danny Ings. That was the other Southampton change that I didn't get to in time. Xhaka going into a challenge with Lindulu, the Southampton forward. He's done well there, actually, to come away with the ball. The Southampton man. Here's Nathan Redmond. Back to Stevens. There's a ball out to the right-hand side, taken on the chest by Jan Valery. He's on the edge of Arsenal's penalty area, puts it into the box. Lindulu holding off a couple of Arsenal challenges, and then in the end, kicked through Cedric, and Arsenal have a free kick and a chance again to take the sting out of the game. That's what we want at this point. Heading into the last 10 minutes at St Mary's, it's Southampton 1, Arsenal 3. You can see Bernd Leno in absolutely no rush whatsoever to take this free kick, and who can blame him? Don't forget, if you haven't already, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the Chronicles of a Gooner channel on YouTube if you haven't already. If you're a member, you can check out, or if you're a gold member and above, you can check out our members content, which dropped today. Really good deep dive into Martin Ødegaard. Yes, that's how you say it. We discussed his career to date and what he will bring to the Arsenal, myself and Norwegian Spanish football expert Jonas Jæver. So I think you'll really enjoy that. So do check it out. Information on our membership scheme and how it all works. Click on the link in the description of the video. Take you to the landing page and you can choose which, if any, of those tiers of membership appeal to you. Nathan McKibben says, what did Lee say, Harry? No, it was just, we were really strongly debating the whole rotation thing and whether it was the right call for Mikel Arteta to do that on Saturday. I said that the Premier League was Arsenal's priority, and whether it was the fans' priority or not, that's what Mikel's was. So yeah, we were having quite a heated debate about that on the Same Old Arsenal podcast last night, but it was even more heated in our WhatsApp group. He called me and Craig dumb and dumber. Don't worry, we named him Dirty Grandpa. So yeah, I'm looking forward to telling him and Dan Potts that they were wrong. But that's only, of course, if Arsenal hold on here. 8 minutes approximately plus stoppage time remaining. Only kind of disappointments tonight have been that Emile Smith-Rowe had to go off with an injury, that Thomas Partey had to go off with what looked like it might be cramp. Hopefully it's not anything more than that. Hopefully it is just precautionary. David Luiz with a real bad miscue there, allowing Che Adams in, but Rob Holding does really well to cover his central defensive partner. David Luiz stepping over the ball, expecting Berlino to pounce on it, and there was almost a bit of a mix-up there. But David Luiz has had a couple of those moments tonight. He just completely misjudged that ball. Che Adams pulling away, running towards goal, but Rob Holding was close enough to just kind of step across and deal with the threat. He did really well there, Holding. He was really alert and awake to the situation. Luiz just apologising to his teammates. It's not been his best night tonight, David Luiz. It's sod's law, actually, because I was praising him today on Deluded Gooner's channel. Head over there and check that out. He was very kind enough to invite me on to talk all things Arsenal this morning. We had a good discussion, so if you haven't checked that out, make sure you do. Saka just giving the ball away on the halfway line, and Southampton will look to come forward again. They're looking to find a way back into this game. If they were to find one goal, make it a very nervy finish for Arsenal here. Here's Diallo. It's Caleb Watts going down on the edge of the penalty area. He's going to get a free kick for Southampton. Granit Xhaka, the culprit. Caleb Watts just... that's not a free kick, is it? It's not a free kick. The player, Caleb Watts, has made a complete and utter balls up there. He's tried to play a little bit of a kind of Cruyff turn back inside to get away from Xhaka. He's completely fluffed it and he's run into Xhaka's legs. That is a nonsense decision. I'm sorry. That is an absolute nonsense of a decision. If Southampton get back into the game from that, horrible. I'd be absolutely livid because Granit Xhaka hasn't even made a challenge there. He literally just stood there. I know a lot of you in the chat are worried about, I know a lot of you are worried about the kind of the thing of, giving free kicks on the edge of the box to James Ward-Prowse. But in this occasion, how can you give Granit Xhaka a stick? He's not even done anything. Ridiculous decision. Arsenal have their wall lined up. Hector Bellerin lying on the floor behind it. Something you see quite commonly now in football, isn't it? You see a defender on the floor because the wall want to jump. Darren Leno is taking up his position. James Ward-Prowse prepares to strike this. James Ward-Prowse hits it. Bernardo makes a good save to his right, and then it's eventually cleared away. Oh, wow. We're surviving. We're surviving. We're surviving here. Here comes Southampton once again with Armstrong. Now Nathan Redmond on the left. Just checks back inside. He's forced all the way back to James Ward-Prowse, who's taken up position alongside the centre-backs, as he does so often in this Southampton team. He just tries to get on the ball deeper, get onto it in an earlier phase of play and try and dictate things from there. He does it to good effect most of the time. And Southampton have themselves a throw-in on the right-hand side. Let's go back over to the live chat. Big thank you to Rory for your kind super chat. Thank you so much. He says, appreciate the great commentary. I know it can be tiring, but great stuff, Harry. Thank you so much. And a big hello to another Rory, Celebrity Rory. How you doing, Mr. Rory Jennings? He says, tell me, Harry, what is the significance of this result? What does it mean? A win puts Arsenal back in the hunt for the top six. I said I wanted 4 points from this game of Manchester United on Saturday. And this, taking all 3 points here, means that we can be a little bit more conservative against Man United and don't really have that pressure going into that game. I think it's massive. I think, having lost in the FA Cup, despite being on a really impressive run of form in the Premier League, I think there was a danger that defeat could have set us back again. So it's really important to bounce back quickly. And it's really important for Mikel Arteta because he took so much criticism for making so many changes in that FA Cup game that if he didn't win tonight, the knives would have been out for him. So I'm absolutely delighted for Mikel Arteta. But fingers crossed we can hold on to this lead. I know there's only about 3 minutes of normal time remaining, but it's Arsenal and you never know. As Southampton continue to come forward, Valerie whips across in. Rob Holding comes across to deal with it at the near post and concedes a corner. Rory also says, superb stream again, dear friend. Love it. Thank you so much, mate. And thank you for tuning in. Make sure you go over to Rory's channel. Give it a subscribe. You can get to it by clicking on his name there in the comments section. It's a great channel. It's a massive channel. It's fantastic. So head over there. Southampton with a corner now. James Ward-Prowse to deliver it from the right-hand side. And it comes met by the head again of Rob Holding. He's been a man mounting in those situations tonight. Saka helps in onto Bukayo Saka. He'll come down the right-hand side. And Arsenal are looking to spring a counter-attack here. Plays the ball towards the direction of Lacazette. Is it going to fall to him after it comes off of Valerie's head? No, it won't. James Ward-Prowse back there sweeping up for Southampton. Rory asks if it's going to be top four. The top four is certainly still on. Mathematically, it's possible, Rory. And while it's mathematically possible, for me, Arsenal have to pursue it. Arsenal have to pursue it. I hear a lot of Arsenal fans talking about a loser mentality at the club. Do you know what a loser mentality is? A loser mentality is to, at this point in the season, looking at how crazy this season has been and looking at the fairly insignificant points gap and saying, we can't do it. We've got to push for it. We've got to push for it. 88 and a half minutes on the clock here. Big thank you to Mark as well for your kind words. Thank you so much. Don't forget, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're new, head over to Rory Jennings' channel as well. Give him a subscribe while you're at it. And if you're interested in becoming a member of the Chronicles of a Gooner, click the link in the description for more information. According to BT Sport, Bukayo Saka's been named the man of the match. I think it's definitely out of him and Cedric. It's definitely out of those two players. I would have just given it to Cedric just because he's playing out of position. He's done brilliantly well. Nicolas Pepe's been good as well. And here he comes. Goes past Jan Bednarek. Creates room for the shot. Tries to chip McCarthy. Audacious effort there from Nicolas Pepe. He's done really, really well tonight. Apart from a bit of slack defending for Southampton's goal in the first half, which he made up for, by the way. He got Arsenal's equaliser, and since then he's been very, very good. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. And as T Talk says, big respect for all the Asian Gooners who are watching this at a crazy hour at the moment. Big respect to you guys for staying up and watching it. That's dedication. And when people talk about sometimes fans abroad not being as committed, it's absolute nonsense. If you're watching this at 4 o'clock in the morning, you're more committed than we are. That's all I'll say. Caleb Watts picked up a booking just there while we were talking. Southampton take their goal kick pretty swiftly. Of course, looking to find a way back into this game. 5 minutes of time added on at the end of this one. Not what we wanted to see as Arsenal fans. It's been a fair few stoppages. The goal, of course, the injury to Smith Rowe, the injury to Thomas Partey, the substitutions that have been made as well, all contributing to that 5 minutes. Here's David Luiz. Plays it forward towards Nicolas Pepe on the left. It was Bednarek who got a foot in there. Willian comes across. And does well. He's gone down there, Willian, and I'm sure he's looking to run down the clock as well. Arguably caught there by Jan Valery. We'll have another look at it. Yeah, there's contact, but Valery's done nothing wrong. He's got... it's not cynical, is it? But he has caught him. There's just like a clash of knees, which is always painful. Thank you to Gooner for your kind words. Really appreciate it. And Arsenal are going to make another change. Their final change. Nicolas Pepe being replaced this time. Actually being replaced this time by Joe Willock. I assume that Willian will probably go out onto the left-hand side and Willock will just slot infield. Take up that position. Here is Willian looking to go past Jan Valery. Say hello to Mohammed joining us from Sierra Leone. How you doing? And to Kevin Jean joining us. Thank you so much. Mr. T. Marlowe says, nicely done, Harry. Onwards and upwards. Thank you so much. Stephen Zenner says, cheers, Harry. I'll mute the TV to hear your commentary. Top stuff. Thank you so much, mate. Really, really appreciate it and appreciate all of your kind words. Thank you so much. And thank you to Nkusi as well. Here is Jan Bednarek. Is it to Valery at right back? Scotty's asking if there's any news on Smith Rowe. No, not yet, mate. Not while the game's going on. We're not going to hear anything. Maybe we'll get a bit of information out of Mikel Arteta. Probably not even in the post-match interview. More likely in the press conference, which is a little bit more of a longer form. Big thank you to Obanor as well for your kind words. Thank you. Just 2 and a bit minutes remaining here in this one. Southampton 1, Arsenal 3. It's back with the Southampton goalkeeper McCarthy, and that will suit Arsenal down to the ground at this stage in the game. McCarthy with the ball towards Shea Adams. James Ward-Prowse will try and keep it alive. It's come off of Kevin Friend, who was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Love that. Got a brief stoppage as Southampton look to get play back underway. Kevin Friend telling Alexander Lacazette to move. Ball out to the right-hand side for Southampton. Valery up against Cedric Suarez. Watts will put it in towards the far post. Diallo heads it back across Bernd Leno's goal. It will land on the roof of the net, thankfully. I'd like to see Bernd Leno kill off that last minute now of added time by really taking his time with this goal kick. Thank you to Pete. Thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate all the love in the comments. Don't forget, if you haven't already, I know I keep banging on about it, hit the like button. Please do that. It's so, so important. And subscribe as well if you're joining us for the first time, or if you're a regular viewer who's just not subscribed yet. I can see from the analytics that there are 44% of you who watch our videos and are not subscribed to the channel. So we need to do something about that. I make it around about 8 seconds remaining here. Here is Watts for Southampton. Willian working hard on the left. Full-time whistle's gone at St Mary's. Arsenal have got all 3 points. A massive, massive victory for the Gunners. Mikel Arteta gambled at the weekend so he could focus on this one, and it proved to be a very good decision because Arsenal came here looking fresh, looking sharp, looking very, very strong. And thanks to goals from Nicolas Pepe, thanks to goals from, can't even remember who bloody got the second, Bukayo Saka and Alexander Lacazette, Arsenal have taken all 3 points from what was a very, very difficult game at St Mary's. Brilliant result, brilliant performance. Thank you all so much for your wonderful comments in the chat. Thank you to Ashton. Thank you to Ozzy Brown. Thank you to all of you. Really, really appreciate you all joining me for the game. It's great to have company when watching the game, particularly at a time like this when we're all stuck at home and we're all essentially isolated. It's horrible. So it's great to have company, albeit via YouTube. It's not the same, but you know what I mean. Thank you all so much for joining me. Really, really appreciate it. And we're going to be back in about 20 minutes time for our post-match reaction show. I'll be joined by Metro Sports' Mike Stavro, a brilliant young journalist. You've probably seen him on here loads of times. Me and Mike will be dissecting the game in around about 20 minutes. So until then, thank you all so much and take care. Cheers.
You're listening to the Chronicles of a Gooner, the Arsenal podcast.
I'm Martin Tyler, and you're listening to Harry Symeou.